Welcome to the Webby O'Neill channel. We're talking about the defence, how we can improve it. Up till the Leicester game, we'd had 6 out of 7 clean sheets, so we thought we'd get a bit of expert advice on the defence.
And that's what we've got. League winners, Champions League winners, David May, Wes Brown. They know something about defending and playing for Manchester United. They know how to improve this back four. Do we need transfers? Stay with us and watch what they've got to say.
I always had a lot of competition. I think competition always helped me, regardless who it was. I mean, first got in the team when I was 18. There was people like Yapstam, Ronnie Johnson, Henning Berg, Mazer. You've always, at some point, you're probably not going to be in, but that always makes you try harder and make sure that the gaffer sees it as well. Do you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I was only young and you've got to work your way in. And then, ultimately we end up getting Rio and Vida, and then I sort of moved out, but I was filling as well because the gaffer knew I could do a job.
You've been part of a squad playing for Manchester United where they've won league titles, Europeans. We're at a level now. What is it you see is needed to take us that step
to the next one?
To the next level.
For me, for us to get to the next level, couple of players, forward players, certainly a centre forward, I think. Obviously there's talk about Haaland and people like that, but if it was for me, I'd go all out and get Haaland because he's a natural goal scorer. He's just a goal scorer.
Are you happy with what we've got there defensive-wise?
I think another centre half. I mean, Eric's come in and been brilliant when he played, but it's too inconsistent because he gets injured.
Solskjaer, should he just pick one goalkeeper now for the end of the season?
Yeah,
we've got Brighton coming up in the league. That's the big problem because Henderson's been playing.
Yeah, Henderson's been good as well. He's coming, he's been good, and the last game was a little bit different, but the first few games he played in, you could see, he's going to be a really good keeper, especially in a few years. For me, at the moment, De Gea probably is still number one. But you can see a determination on Dean that you just can't miss. You have to respect it. And he has had experience in the Premier League, obviously, with Sheffield United. And he wants to be the number one. And no matter what anyone says to me, I like that competition. Do you know what I mean? I really like it. And it's a difficult one for the manager, but at the end of the day, De Gea has been here a long time, and numerous seasons that I can remember. It's been unbelievable. But at some point, things will change. You know what I mean? It comes to all of us. I'm not saying that's happened to De Gea yet, but there's a really big challenge now off Dean, because I think when he comes in, he plays well, and the manager just can't now probably just think, well, De Gea goes straight back in regardless. I think it now becomes a tricky one, but it's like any other position for me as well. It's who deserves it. Who deserves it? Who's worked hard for it? Can he do the same again next game? Does he need a little rest? But Dean looks like he's focused and he's ready to, jump straight in and play all of them.
How do you think this team is going to improve at the back?
I don't think we need signings. I think we've got the players there. I just think that we need to be open. We need to be on the game from the word go, cut out the stupid mistakes. And I think there's no problem. But for me, that all the time, there's a mistake ready to happen by playing out the back, playing too slow. Let's play it quick. Let's get it out of the back four. Then I've got no problems.
Me and you have complained about a hell of a lot of playing the ball in the areas.
Yeah.
To us, it's suicidal and brings on pressure. I cannot understand, Webby cannot understand why that changed against the Leicester game, for instance, when it's been so successful pushing forward before.
Yeah, I think it depends who you're playing against. Leicester obviously pressed high. They knew that we would play that way, and they caught us out. If you don't give the ball away, you're not going to concede chances, and we did that too easy. Just poor goals. I think United will always try and play out, and if you can beat the first press, then you've got a chance of getting at Leicester. You've got chances of getting at any team. We did against City. We know we beat the high press there, and we're very good at counter-attacking. But when you give the ball away in those positions, you're so close to goal that inevitably you're going to concede. I'm sure Ollie read the right act. He should have read the right act at half time, because the amount of times we gave the ball away was very unlike us. Normally, you know, we're quite decent on the ball, but as soon as you give it away, they're right onto us and they're attacking us. There could have been more goals, to be fair, for them.
Is there not a problem with switching Lindelof and Bailly every other game or every 2 games? Is that not a problem? Because having a back four, it needs to be solid and consistent. Is there something wrong there in this squad with a back four? Do we need to buy Webby?
I don't think we need to buy. You know, you look at Lindelof's back situation, I think if he's fit, then he plays every game. That's nothing against Bailly. That seems to be referred to, Maguire, Lindelof.
But Lindelof's back, we're always going on about Bailly being injured. So there's 2 centre halves. Are we going to have to bring in a signing?
No, we've got one on the bench if he gets enough game. Tuanzebe, I've got no problem with him playing. He needs game time. So we see how good he was at Paris.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He had the 2 of them in his pocket.
Yes.
But if he doesn't play, he's not going to get better. And I feel sorry for the lad. He's on the bench. Give him a run of games. Let's see what he's like under pressure.
Good player. Totally agree with you. We've got a centre half there. We don't need to go and buy. Them 2, Lindelof, Bailly, will play, but Tuanzebe needs a run of games. And the last 9 games of the season is the right time, in my opinion, to bring him in.
Yes, not a problem, you know. We know what he's like. He's done good for us, you know, and people look on his performance in Istanbul, which wasn't but it wasn't a great team performance. But you look back at Paris and you see how easy he was on the ball. So give him a run of games, you know. We've got to see what he's like under pressure. Not 1 game in and 5 out. Let him play the next 8 games. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll look at it again. But for me, he's good enough.
Yeah. Solskjaer, you've heard it here. 9 games. This is the time. Champions League qualification is done. Tuanzebe needs a run of games, and this is the one.
We've got Tuanzebe through. We can know what he can do. We've got the young kid who's on loan at Derby, Teden Mengi, who's just signed a new contract. So, do we give these a chance, or has he got to go out and buy a finished article like what Liverpool did to solve their problems, or do we give these young lads a chance?
I think he'll always give them a chance, but it's giving them the chance in the right game, and the only way to do that is to throw them in and see how they do. But I think United have always done it. Give young kids chances. But I would like another centre half. I think right back, we've got one of the best right backs. Defensively wise, he's phenomenal. And Luke Shaw's probably, for me, he's our player of the year. And I know Bruno's been different class, but Luke Shaw's been phenomenal.
Tellers has come in here and it's up Shaw's game. But for me, Wan-Bissaka plays every game. Now, surely for a club our size, we should have someone to put him under pressure. You know, however bad or good he plays, he's in the team every week.
Yeah, that's true. You know, he's one of them players. He got bought for a lot of money, so he's going to play because there's no one else to play there. But it's definitely better if there's 2, even 3 people in that position. I'm telling you, because just say you are regular and you're playing, and all of a sudden the manager takes you out and puts another guy in. Listen, you're angry, you're mad, you all these things, but at the same time, it's still your teammate, and it just brings the best out of you. Best example ever is Luke Shaw. We all know how good Luke Shaw can be. And this season, he's coming to his own. I mean, Tellers has come. I don't think he's done particularly anything wrong, you know, especially if anything, he's been really, you know, encouraging and progressive in, you know, the way he takes the ball, he's comfortable, he gets forward, he gets his crosses in. And that's pushed Luke on. And that's all you can ask for, because you want everyone doing that.
Are you surprised after the amount of time Shaw's been here that the form what he's shown here is his best form? And the reason why, which is, you mentioned Tellers.
I think that's one of the reasons. A lot of the other reasons is there's loads of things. It's confidence, isn't it? You know what I mean? A lot of people used to have, well, some of them still do have a lot of stick against Luke Shaw, you know, because maybe they thought he's not playing as good as he can. And all them things can get you, because we are humans at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But at the same time, his Tellers, I think he's gone into his own now a little bit. He's getting to a certain age. He's matured. He's been in the game many years now, so he's not a youngster.
No.
And he knows what's expected of him, and he's doing it.
I think with Luke in the form he's in, I don't think there's a better fullback in the country. Well, there isn't a better fullback in the country.
So for you, is it Maguire and Lindelof and the rest have got to battle for it, or can you see one of the young boys coming in and challenging that? You've got Tuanzebe, Mengi, and also Bailly.
Yeah, I probably couldn't see one of the young ones coming in yet, and that's the truth. I do like him playing every now and again. I just think where we was, up until yesterday, we're still in lots of competitions. Do you know what I mean? We're still in Europe. Obviously, we are where we are in the league, which is still good. It's better than the last season. I think Bailly, when he's coming, he's been brilliant, but it seems like he can't stay fit, I'm guessing. Lindelof and Maguire, they do work with each other. You know, it does work. I still think you need someone else in to challenge again. You know, but listen, Harry's going to play as the captain, and Lindelof, I think, has deserved to stay in his position this year, to be fair. There's been games, when both of them have been very poor. And that's, you know, especially as United fans, we always look on past history, don't we, and the players that we had. And so it's hard then to not, you know, put them against that player. But we do, and that's just how it works. But ultimately, I think they've been better this season than they were last season.
Regarding Bailly, obviously you got right what you said. He's too injury for me. You know what I mean? Once he's on his game and gets a good run, he looks as good as anyone we got.
Bailly's unbelievable. Every time he's quick, aggressive, good on the ball, wins his headers, gets stuck in. Exactly what you want, you know. But for some reason he keeps getting little niggles, and I think that's what's hampered him this year, because I would have thought, you know, watching him in the few games he has played, and he might have played a few more.
It's about running yourself into the ground, working hard. You know, you can have all the talent in the world, Webby, but if you don't work hard at it, you're better playing with 10 men.
Yeah. As a player, David, you know, like you played in 6 rounds in FA Cups for United. Knowing that in your mind, you're 90 minutes away from playing at the best stadium in the world, surely that's got to egg you on, spur you on, give you that extra 5 yards if you're tired. No, not many people will play at Wembley once.
You get through it. You get through the games. Listen, once you wear the shirt and you're on that pitch, there's only one thing you'd have to do. One, first and foremost, is work your bollocks off. That's part and parcel of playing for United. Your talent will come through as well with that. I was very lucky. I played with phenomenal players, but you know, you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't work hard at it, you'll get unstuck.
Right. So if you go out there, there's a centre half to join a club. Who would you go for?
It's tough. That's a tough one. It is tough, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough because
because
sometimes I get that, but then sometimes I'm thinking, well, we can do that. We've done that loads of times, but should we stick to the Premier League? Someone that's been in the Premier League, someone that understands it. Do you know what I mean? That you can go and get all these players from different leagues, but they do play different a little bit. There's probably Germany that plays very similar, but in general, I don't think it's hard, because you look at the Premier League and you think, like, who can you get?
You need someone to purchase to slot straight in. Is that right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think you do, and you know, Premier League, obviously players will be ideal for that. Yes, you can go abroad, but then you could be in the same situation again, and no one can read the future, can they? So yeah, can we get a player from the Premier League?
But it's a priority, you're saying, to get a centre half in there to challenge them to and take a place.
No, not necessarily when we've got Bailly there, but I always think like this. When I was playing, we always had 4.
Yeah.
We always had 4, and don't get me wrong, 1 or 2 of them could also play a fullback or even midfield, as in John O'Shea as well. But yeah, can they also fill that gap in when needed, or when someone's injured, and basically just make it look like nothing's changed? That's the player you need.
I stood by, and I will stand by Ollie, because I think in the progress he's made over the last 12, 18 months, it has been positive, but there's just little inconsistencies
in big games
that have let us down, and whether that's experience from the players, whether it's the management. Listen, the players have a duty to perform. You can blame Ollie all the time, but though that team that Ollie Party yesterday was still good enough to beat Leicester, I thought. Yeah. And then particularly when he brought the other 4 lads on in the second half, I still thought we was capable of winning the game, but we didn't.
Haaland, the most talked about footballer I've heard where there's a connection to this club in more than 10 years. To me, is outstanding.
Yeah.
The relationship Solskjaer says he has with him. We have to get Haaland as far as we're concerned, no matter what. The other one is Rice.
Yeah.
From West Ham.
I like him. Yeah.
We play 2 defensive midfield players. I believe he believes that he could play that on his own.
He could certainly fit in there, absolutely. Because what he does do, his retention of the ball is fantastic, brilliant, gets forward, but also the amount of energy he's got to get around the pitch as well, to break things up, is brilliant. And the other one for me is Grealish. I think he's...
3?
Yeah, absolutely.
Haaland?
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
He's the type of Manchester United player we always spoke about. Has he got enough for this to be his platform? But I think he has.
I think it's absolutely perfect for him. Perfect for him.
So them 3.
I'd take them all day. All day.
On that note, we're going for him because David says so. And I'm not going to disagree with him, are you, Webby?
Not a chance. It's 3 players what can put you on the edge of your seat. We've not had that probably since Ronaldo left. Someone to make you sit on the edge of your seat. The 3 great players. Whether we'll get all 3, time will tell with the owners and what's going on in COVID. But
I think those 3 players as well fit
Manchester United.
Oh, without a doubt. Haaland, the big, I'm the man. He's going to come here.
He's just a phenomenal goal scorer.
Yeah.
And if he goes the other side of Manchester, then
we're doomed.
Everybody is.
Yeah, that was a great chat with David and Wes, telling us about their thoughts on Manchester United going forward. So watch the video, hit the likes, hit the dislikes, let us know what you think about doing future videos like that.
They'll be back and we'll have more interviews with other people, what you'll enjoy. So stay with us.